Nobody likes the front row.
We have room in the front for anybody who needs a seat. 2 empty rows. That's why you cross them.
I love that part. All right, I've got Jose's number, so I'll just give you Jose's number.
So then I need.
I don't know what time is that. How you doing?
Only on this front row.
Okay, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. Out of respect, turn off all cell phones and remove all hats for a moment of silence in the pledge of allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first thing on here is approval of minutes from the board workshop meeting on 9/7/2021. Do I have a motion approved as written?
So move.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the next thing is, we have no correspondence, and we have president's report. Okay, I'm gonna start off by saying the RV compound annual meeting is October 6th at 7 p.m. That's gonna be at the pavilion down here, I guess, be the easiest way. Then the walkthrough is October 13th next week. I did say that last week, I said I would say something about the audit this morning. I am gonna say it. I'm only gonna give you like 3 figures because you can ask questions of not me, because I do not have the answer for that. The audit came back. We were told that last year we were told we were so much over. Well, in fact, the sheet I've been saying and talking about during the town hall meetings did not have the bad debt figure on it. And the bad debt, according to the audit figures, is 76, well, let's see, I'll get to it exactly. As soon as I find it. Bad debt fee was $76,357 for last year. The depreciation is $60,000, and the, loss was $160,030. And y'all can ask questions with them that's on last year. I'm not gonna try to speculate on it or anything. I mean, so, anyway, that's basically all I have. And I'll let Carol talk about the, what she's got.
Okay. I just want to let you know a little bit about what's going on with the budget ballots. We weren't notified until August 31st that the previous printing company was not going to be able to print and mail out the budget ballots like they always did. We were fortunate that Print Shack was able to step in, and a big thank you goes out to the unit reps and election members who were kind enough to volunteer their time to put the packets together and seal them. We started mailing out the voting package yesterday and should be finished today. Also, there is a place on the return envelope for you to enter your UBL number. A new ballot box, like they have at voting precincts, has been purchased to replace the wood ballot box we previously used. The ballot box will be placed in the lobby of the admin office, which will be monitored by security cameras. Only Election Committee Chairperson Mary Sweeney and Paul Campbell will have a key. Residents will be able to drop their entire return envelope into the ballot box themselves. And please remember, if you only put the ballot envelope in the ballot box, it will not be counted, as the election committee will not know who it's from. Next Wednesday, October 13th at 2 o'clock in the clubhouse, there will be a public meeting to discuss the amendments that the residents will be voting on. And I just want to mention that the deadline to submit your resume to run for the board of directors or unit rep is Monday, November 1st at the admin office by 4 p.m. We moved up the date from last year because we weren't able to get everything into the January news and views. So just remember, it's November 1st if you want to put your resume in. Thank you.
Carol, what was the date again for next Wednesday?
October 13th,
What time is that?
2 o'clock.
October 13th at 2 o'clock.
Okay, we have an unfinished business, which is the Bunko Babes, I'm sorry.
I want to see that, Rocco.
I guess they would hire a football team?
Cowboy boots and everything, okay. Okay, I'll read this to the board of directors and would like, it says, would like to have room to play Bunko once a month, around the middle of the month, on Friday to play, and it's 5:30 to 8:30, or 8 o'clock. And it says, Connie Hilliard is chairperson, it's $5 to play, all money to go to prize. Is Connie here?
Want to hear?
No, she had an appointment, it's gonna be here this morning.
Okay, and Debbie Scroggins is the treasurer of it, and Connie's the chairperson. I make a motion that this club form, I guess that's what it'll be. Do I have a second? Any discussion on it?
I have a question. Is this room E?
Yeah, it says room
So
lead question.
is this thing gonna be only 4 tables, for 16 people?
Yeah, they got plenty of room down there, because like she's talking like, 12 people in this thing on the bottom of this application.
That's the number of people, 12.
Yeah.
And just for everyone's knowledge, before it comes to the board, it goes to Patrona first, and then she discusses it with Vince Pizzo, because they're the ones that get the rooms all together. So if it didn't get past them, it wouldn't have come to the board.
Question,
Yeah, okay.
is this open to other Brookridge members, or is it open to outside residents?
I believe,
Sorry, what was the question?
is it open just to residents?
No, they would like to have outside members. Some of the ladies don't live in the community that are on the site.
Is it open to, members? Like, could I join?
Yes,
Okay, do we have discussion, we've had a motion, do we have a vote? Anybody vote for it, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Opposed? One opposed? Okay, the next thing is an appeal hearing, Melvin and Kelly Brock. Okay, the analysis is case number 10068. Its recommendation is uphold the fine and suspension of privileges as stated in BCPO rules and regulation, Article 12, Section 3 and 6. The motion is to keep all penalties and to remain in full effect, full force and effect.
Oh, hold on, hold on.
can't hear you.
Okay.
She was talking, are you making that motion?
Yes,
Motion to keep all penalties to remain in full force and effect?
yes.
Okay. I'll second it. Discussion from the committee, but he'll probably have you come up. And you are? Kelly. Kelly. Okay. Kelly Cross.
Could you repeat that one more time? I didn't hear it well.
Wait a minute.
I got it right here, so it's, okay, the case number is 10068, and the recommendation is to uphold the fine and suspension of privilege as stated in BCPO rules and regulations, Article 12, Section 3 and 6. The motion is to keep all the penalties to remain in full force and effect. And she can come up.
You can come to the mic. Rich. You just want to state your name and unit number. If it's unit 1. Whatever the first, oh, no, that's the case number.
Unit 4.
Unit 4. Kelly Brock, unit 4. Yeah.
I've never been to a meeting.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yep, just state your case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, all right, so, prior to the violation that I got, the kayak, which is well under the footage that is allowed, it is 32 inches wide, 22 inches high, and 11.2 feet long. I would have never been able to guess that out of Article 5, Section 1. Peter asked us, not nicely, to get the kayak off of our beautiful fence with our beautiful yard, and it's brand new. We put it exactly where he said to. I went to Gray, the head of security, and asked that they please speak to us with respect when they come onto our property. I don't mind anybody being there, we just need respect. Next thing you know, we get the violation and we put the kayak exactly where Peter told us to put it. So then the mail loses.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw that for 3 days.
So then, we couldn't get within the 3 days. We went up, talked to Peter. Peter was gonna do away with everything, but it was too late because the mail had lost our mail.
Anybody have any questions? For Kelly? You-
Kelly, where do you have it now?
It's in my house.
In the house?
Yes, I had to put it in my house because I couldn't figure out where else to put it. I don't have an actual, we're getting a pool installed, so I don't actually have anywhere to put it currently outside other than where I have it.
So ma'am, Peter told you where to put it?
Correct.
No, you can sit down. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Greg, what do you know about that case?
What would you? I know to put it up. What would you like to know?
I'd like to know details from your side of it, because I'd like to hear both sides.
I think her first statement was that she was told to put the kayak in a spot, and she's claiming, you're claiming that she put it there and she was still fine. And then the mail came, and it came too late.
The issue is, the violation was not rectified.
Can't hear you.
I don't have a mic.
The issue The issue is that the kayak was not moved in the time frame under the initial violation. Her claim is that she didn't get the initial violation because of the post office. Once the fine is imposed, I can't reverse it. That is the prerogative of the board. That's the issue, and that's why we're here today.
I have another question for you then, Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
So if she had gotten the violation on time, would this have been taken care of? That's what I guess that's my question, one of my questions.
The answer to that question is I can't answer it. If she got the violation in time, I'm not saying if she got the violation in time, she would have corrected it. That's a separate issue. She's claiming she didn't get the violation in time. That's why she didn't correct it. Just getting the violation in time doesn't mean that she will or she won't correct it.
Okay. My next question then is, when she was aware of the violation, did she come to the office or did she correct it? Did she?
You have to ask her as to the timeframe. I'm not.
Kelly, when you were aware of the violation, how long after the violation, did you call the office and let them know?
We went up immediately. We went up immediately, and we went ahead and paid the fine, just to be on the up and up, and Peter was gonna do away with it, but he couldn't because it had already been past the 3 days.
Okay. In my opinion, if it is correct that Peter, I'm just gonna say this is just my opinion, this is not the president's opinion. We're having discussion here. This is part of discussion. If Peter told you that it would have been corrected, that is a different issue than you not doing it at all. Okay, so if he had said that he could have, but it's because of the mail and the lateness of it. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna amend my motion. I'm gonna amend my motion to dismiss this case. because I think she should. I have a second on this,
Yes, I'll accept your amendment.
okay?
All those
All those in favor of dismissing this case, raise your right hand and say aye.
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 Jerry, how much did you pay for the violation?
Yes,
I don't know, it's not on this paper right here, so.
you'll need to go to the office and they could do, how does that work? And if they paid the violation, well, you know, what, contact the office.
Okay,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you.
That's you.
Are we allowed to leave now?
Yes, we're not gonna do anything else. And, you know, I just wanna show people that this is how the process works. When you come and you've done it all you can, and if it's legitimate, that's how the process works, and that's how we do Brookridge. Okay, we're not out to get people, but thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay. Okay, next thing on the agenda is the nominating committee, that's Bill Metcalf.
This is for the nominating committee for our annual election. Each year, the nominating committee reviews the resumes for the board of directors candidates for placement on the ballot for voting in March. My recommendation is to approve the appointment of volunteers to serve on the nominating committee. So I'd like to make a motion to appoint Peggy Christie as chairman for the nominating committee, which she has been in the past. And I'd like to just put those together to appoint volunteer Tom Willington and Deb Epstein, who have also been on the nominating committee. Huh? I know, he could, yeah.
Rosemary seconded. Thank you.
Rosemary, seconded.
Okay, all in favor of, any discussion about nominating committee?
I have something. In my packet, I did not get any resumes. Did anybody else?
No, there was no other resumes at this time, and they've already been on the nominating committee, so it just kind of carries over unless they don't want to do it.
Did we put out a notice to the rest of the members that if they wanted to be on there, they could submit their resume?
I will
Are
tell
we?
you, okay, I will tell you that, there has to be, there can be 3 to 5. So the chairman is going to be asking for at least one more person, because we want at least 3 people on. So she just didn't, we do not have to nominate the others.
Okay, so
She
in
would just let us
the
know.
bylaws where it says a chairperson and a nominating committee of not less than 3,
Yes,
this would be notice to the members that they could put in a resume,
yes, and it'll probably go out in a blast.
okay? I would also like to make mention that, I'm a little concerned about the 3 people that are being nominated because of their past divisive comments during public meetings, to the point where one was even got a reprimand in writing. So that's what I want to say.
I agree with Val.
Okay. This is the person that, I'm assuming that it was at a meeting back in December. And the chairperson did come forward. When the nominating committee makes recommendations, they can decide who not to recommend. Not all of the candidates were recommended, but it is the board's choice, but it is the chairman of the nominating committee's position to recommend. Anybody can be on it, and there are certain reasons why people cannot be on it, and it's very few. But if the nominating committee chairman would like to not recommend somebody, that is in her purview, per the SOPs. That the board decides not to take the recommendation, that is in the board's purview. And I remember that meeting, and well, let's just say that her recommendation was not taken.
Actually, it wasn't her. But I will go to say that, the person that is being elected for chairperson is on the unit reps, yes?
Yes.
And doesn't the unit rep have a responsibility to be at all the Wednesday night meetings? And has that been fulfilled?
Yes, except when she was on vacation, and except when she, she fell and got hurt. Those are the only times that she has not been at a meeting.
So, let's see, we've had 6 meetings, so only 2 she's missed.
2 or 3, I know she was on vacation.
So she's missed half.
That is, you know what, everybody, listen, okay? Let's be kind here. We don't even have to raise our hands. I'm hearing stuff, we don't go there. This is a business meeting, no matter what. Everyone has the right to their own opinion. That is one person's opinion, and she has the right to voice it, okay? So, even if we don't agree with her opinion, she has the right to voice it.
Any more discussion on it? Okay, let's vote on that. All in favor of appointing Peggy Christie as chairperson of the nominating committee, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
What did you vote, Jerry? Okay, didn't see your hand raised. Next motion.
I make a motion to appoint Tom Willington and Bev Epstein to the nominating committee. Any second?
Okay, motion by Metcalf, second by, Mr. Any discussion?
I have a question about that.
Anybody that's getting written up for something wrong and giving a cease and assist to that person, are they eligible to be on the nominating committee?
Yes, as long as they are not in arrears with their assessments. And they are not presently, having fines.
Just checking.
Any more discussion? All right, all in favor of appointing Tom Willington and Beverly Epstein to the nominating committee, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
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 Okay, the next thing is the board of directors. This is gonna be the report, so I'm gonna start in our remark. You got a report on the golf committee or golf association?
Well, the only thing with the golf association is it's a mandatory mask to go in there. They sent out an email blast to all their members. They've been having trouble with people going in there, yelling at the girls when the girls tell them they have to wear a mask or get out. One person lost, he was suspended for 6 months from the golf course. And I just want everybody that's a golfer here to know that you must wear a mask when you're in the golf house, the clubhouse, unless you're eating or drinking, but the mask has to go back on. Thank you.
Mike,
That's all I have.
Okay, I just have a question. When is their next meeting, the golf association? Because they haven't met for a couple of months.
Well, it's always on the third Monday of the month at 7 o'clock.
And did they have one this month?
Yes, they did.
Okay. The first Monday? The third Monday?
Third Monday.
Okay, Rich,
Comment.
Rosemary?
I'd like to let everybody know, excuse me, that our Veterans Committee is working very hard to get everything together for November 11th. We're working with a keynote speaker, members of the Young Marines. The Marine Club is helping us with brochures and everything. We have, I believe, we will have a keynote speaker very soon. We have our color guide, Dick Terrio's doing that. Musicians provide the music. And right now, we're up in the air about a luncheon, but we'll resolve that very soon. Please be aware that it will be on November 11th at 9 a.m. We'll update you the next meeting if it's all come together. And thank you, Greg, for hanging on to the format for the program so we can get the programs together. And all the rest of the my Veterans Committee, you're doing a fantastic job.
Rosemary, will there be a table for the following 13?
Always is.
For the following 13 is the first time ever, right?
Oh, Fallen 13.
Fallen
I don't know.
13.
We haven't discussed that.
That's very important to decide. That's important. Fallen 13.
Rosemary,
Like the table set up, like we see the
time is it
pictures
again?
of
Okay,
the.
okay. They got stuff they gotta discuss, so they'll discuss all that. Okay, down this end, Val?
Looks like bingo is going to have their first bingo on the 15th. Volunteers always wanted.
Okay.
I don't have that information.
Okay, Larry?
The only thing I'd like to say is, you're gonna get your budget vote in the mail. I hope we get your support. It's something we worked hard at, and I know we raised it $3, but I think with the minimum wages going up, you'll probably see it go up more in the future. Won't happen next year maybe. If we can get through this year right, we'll be okay. Or in 2022, I mean, with the budget. But just hope we can get your support to pass the budget. Thanks.
Okay, Bill?
I just wanna, the election committee will be starting, the nominating committee will be starting. The election committee is the committee that deals with the votes. And you heard Carol talk about the little fiasco that we had, the crisis that we had this week with the budget, making sure our budget goes out on time. And she said she didn't know until August 31st that this girl had left for another job. So what happened was Friday, they got boxes and boxes and boxes of separated votes, ballots and other stuff. And I want to personally thank Bev Epstein and Peggy Christie for gathering people on their end, and Mary Sweeney for gathering up people on her end. She has the election committee. They have the unit reps. And we ended up with many people. Now, we didn't know until Friday night, and we worked Saturday from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and Sunday morning from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock. And then after the ballots were done, we could not be anywhere near them. So there was a group that worked yesterday also. I think there was 8 or 10 that worked yesterday. and I'm just gonna quickly name the names, okay? Beverly Epstein, Peggy Christie, Linda Toporski, Lynn Davis, Michelle Adams, Thomas Fryman, Mary Sweeney, Vivian Blair, Pat and Shirley Sento, Anna Webster, Jan Silva, Janet McClanahan, Hope and Paul Campbell, and then Jerry, myself, and Carol worked also. And we need to give those people a big hand. And that is how Brookridge comes together when we have a common cause for good. That's all.
Okay, my committee reports are the, I don't remember how many people we approved at the ACC committee meeting, but, everybody was approved.
Three.
Three, okay. And then the AERC, I don't know how many, I can't remember how many was there, but, things okay there, I don't think there's any appeals. And then we got the health committee met last Friday, and the number was like, number of infections were like 11.5 this morning. So that's why we had a mask mandate, but I'm gonna ask, Thomas to give a report on the health committee. He come up.
Thank you. Thomas Fryman, Unit 2, from the Health Committee. I'd like to make reference to the bylaws, Article 1, Section 2, Article 1. The Health Committee seeks to assimilate, provide. Okay, give me a minute, I'm both short of breath. I'll start over. The Health Committee Advisory Committee seeks to assimilate and provide insightful expertise of common, current information as a non-binding and strategic advice regarding health and care trends, and shares these findings in order to promote maximum health and wellness for Brookridge residents.
You want to sit down, Tom? You can do it sitting down.
No. These recommendations are in regards to any current public health concern and may also include any general medical interest that the members of concern for the Brookridge Board of Directors. We meet weekly. We make decisions in the best interest of the community, not any one individual group or individual. Thanks.
Thomas, can I ask you a question? You said that was the bylaws.
Yes.
Is that like your SOP for your committee? Because it's not in the bylaws of the community. The board would have to, the community would have to pass any changes of the bylaws of the community. I don't see it anywhere in my 7 pages of bylaws.
I think is it in that, or is it in our SOPs, if that's SOPs?
SOPs and bylaws are apples and oranges, so that's what I'm trying to find out.
That's okay, we understand.
Okay, except for SOPs are approved by the board, and
Not necessarily bylaw.
Let's not argue the case. There.
Okay, it was,
if they're gonna have rules that they're following, the board is in charge
okay,
of.
let me say something right there. If they make a recommendation, whether it's the mask mandate, which I know that's where you're going with this thing is because they're residents, every resident here, it's not just special, like, what I mean is like, say a small group decides what goes on, whether there's a mask mandate or whatever, and that's what you're trying to do. It's like saying a small group decided that there's a mask mandate, when in fact, there's more people that, there's residents, and I don't have, you wanna go with that and say that I don't have a, that I'm saying that I put it in place or whatever, is because the residents made a decision, there's residents on that committee, and to argue that they got rules and regulations that they need to go by and stuff. If I ask 10 people what they want, if they want a mask mandate, or ask 20 people or 100 people, that's what it should be. It shouldn't be like one person says there's no mask mandate, and one person says there is a mask mandate. That's wrong.
Okay, in answer to that, the bylaws state the board may adopt such rules and regulations for the conduct and and I left out a word, Gail, so let me read it all. May adopt such rules and regulations and policies and guidelines for the conduct of their meetings and management of BCPO affairs as they deem proper, so long as they are not consistent with the governing documents or Florida statutes. Well, my thought is, you get your committee, they make a recommendation, there's a motion on a board meeting, and if it's 4-3, it's 4-3. But the board votes on it.
Okay, we're gonna stop this right now, because if y'all wanna dispute the mask mandate, and y'all have social dances and things like that, and you have put food out for people to eat, and not to wear a mask or all that stuff, I'm gonna say this on y'all, that if somebody gets COVID because you don't agree with the mask mandate, then that's on y'all. Cause we did what the community recommended, we did what other people wanted, that people sent emails in and everything else. We've got way more responses wanting the mask mandate than not wanting it. So, it's from who?
Yes, from who, and would you please show the rest of the board that?
Okay, I'd like to just, if I could just interject for a moment. I would just like to interject for a moment. When the health committee was first brought up way back in April, okay, we said that we would go by the CDC guidelines. And what we did, instead of Jerry or the office doing it, we wanted residents to do that. We asked residents to step up to help us. We had put out like 3 blasts to more than 600 people to be on it. And 4 people stepped up, okay? We now have 2 nurses and a physical therapist on this committee. They look at the CDC guidelines. We're meeting weekly. They look at the CDC guidelines. Whatever the CDC guidelines say, that is the commitment that we have to make to Brookridge, because we are here for the safety of our residents. Yes, we live in a free world. Yes, we do. But we're a private community. We can make the rules, and as long as, and what that committee has recommended to us is that right now, Hernando County is still a high transmission county. Now, back in June, we had maybe 10, 15 cases that I knew of COVID. I know in Brookridge, right now, when I've talked to people, different people, we have over 100. And I know at least 1 person has died and 1 person that's on a ventilator. What this board has to do is to protect us. We're a free country. Yes, we are. But you live in Brookridge, you abide by the rules. That's what your contract said when you came here. Your contract said you will abide by the rules. We are a private community. And if we want to protect our people, then why is this board being slammed? And if the president, because the president is still the CEO, if he wants to make a decision like what happened last year, then he has the right to make that decision. But he didn't do it unilaterally. I was present at that meeting. The three members that were there, the 3 residents that were there, they had all checked the CDC guidelines themselves. And they came up with that recommendation. We could not make a vote on that recommendation. It had to come from them. And that is what, and they decided to meet every week, hoping that that recommendation would go down. But until this is a high transmission risk county, once that goes down, they will definitely, or if our numbers go down to like 5%. But right now, and you know the people that anybody with a medical problem, and I bet you 80% of us do. We are all high risk right now, people. That's all I have to say.
In response to that, again, we are HOA. We are required to have bylaws. The bylaws state the board makes rules. If we want a mask mandate, the board makes a rule in the rules and regulations. Right now, there is no rule and regulation that I know of.
Okay, come.
Excuse me, I'm talking.
No, let her finish. Let her finish.
So, right now, there's not a rule and regulation, and maybe we need to draft one. Because right now, if you do not wear your mandate, there is no rule that Greg can uphold that I know of for failing to follow that rule.
Thank you, Val. We'll have something on the next agenda.
Yes, should be.
So Jerry, I have a comment. You said the people are here getting the COVID-19, whatever. So if they're on the outside in the world and they bring it in, is that okay?
That is what we're trying to avoid, Rich.
Okay, I'm just using it for example.
But that's what we're trying to avoid.
You know, I don't know why y'all wanna argue this, because a few weeks ago, when we put it in place, you said I didn't do it soon enough, and then the next day you start saying, want the mask mandate off. So what do you want? Do you want the mask mandate, or do you not want the mask mandate?
Want to follow the rules. That's what we have to do.
Following the rules is not saying one thing one day and saying something else the next day.
Okay, no, can't do that.
No, keep going. You gotta find out what's going on here. You can't keep watching everything.
Mr. Blair, I know how you feel about this, but the board has made a decision right now. We have the board voted, the board voted on having a health committee.
Correct.
That we
To take their advice, yes.
That's right.
To listen to their advice. Okay,
I'm not running the show.
okay,
Thank you, Val.
going to covidactnow.org.
You need to take control, because I'm tired of hearing that she
Stop,
runs it. You
stop.
know she doesn't run it.
Okay,
Okay.
you got it.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna call this meeting shortly if it doesn't stop.
Okay, I thought that they were using the information from covidactnow.org. On August 27th, there was 286 new cases average per day for that week. Right now, as of October 1st, there's 54 new cases in Hernando County per day for the week. So,
Val, can you give me that website? Because we were going by CDC. That's what we've been going by.
I was actually given this. So covidactnow.org.
ACT? Act now?
Correct, ACT.
Contradictory information.
Pardon me?
There's so many websites that have contradictory information, they could spend 7 days just trying to go through the websites and gather information, because I'll be honest with you, the governor has made it so that the health department no longer reports to the CDC.
It is, we are going by CDC guidelines. That is the government, and it's the only one in the government that we are going by.
Thomas, could you get that information out so that we're all looking at the same website? So you go to CDC, and where do you find how many, your positivity rate in situations?
Through the appropriate buttons and apps.
How about if we get the actual information and we can put it out in a blast?
Yeah, because it'd be nice if it was
Yes.
maybe posted on the board, the once a week report,
Absolutely. Okay,
I mean-
that's a good idea
so that the members know they're
To
coming
do,
into the
Carol.
clubhouse.
to do.
Thanks, Val.
I will give the update right now. Hernando County, Florida, cases, 375 cases. Positivity rate is 10.29. The deaths are 23. The eligible population is fully vaccinated in this county is 54.2%, and the new hospitalizations admissions are 60. And that is as of today. That says October 5th, 2021, and that is a CDC website. It says covidcdc.gov on it. Okay. Do we have any member comments, please? Yes, we got a comment right here.
Vivian Blair, Unit 4. I have two situations I'd like to address. The first one, I've already talked to Mr. Schubert about, and I'd like to bring this to your attention, Jerry. I live on Scepter, across from where the kids are going in and out of school. The gate is always unlocked, so the kids can go in and out of school. The gate going to the school is supposed to be locked. It is not locked. Mr. Schubert told me that the school, that lock has been broken, so they're propping it open with a block. I do not feel safe. Anybody can walk in there off the street. And if anybody else wants to know, they can come to your house and rob and steal also. Something needs to be done about that. The school department is lax on their job because they don't want to fix the lock so the kids can get back in here. So this is something that I feel really needs to be addressed for our safety. Please.
Okay, thank you for that. I did not know that that was going on, so we'll check into it.
Thank you.
I think a comment, years ago, the kids had passes. You walk to the gate, put the pass in, the pass works.
Well, it's
Where's it gone?
It's
Whoever's it is, it should be fixed properly.
The 3 minutes is
Yes.
for
Okay.
the speaker.
It's okay, I'm letting the people know.
Okay, my second, please. My second one, I put in for a change of bylaws. I have been harping on this for 5 years. I live on a lot and a half. I pay for a lot and a half. I should get a vote and a half. I would like the bylaws to be changed. Don't laugh, people. Half a vote can be taken care of. We all went to school and learned fractions. I feel the bylaws should be changed so that I can properly be treated for what I'm paying for. I feel like I'm back in Boston with the fact that there's taxation without representation. I get my 1 vote. Someone else has got 2 lots. They get 2 votes. I pay for a lot and a half and I only get 1 vote. I should get that other half. So I did put in a recommendation to change that bylaw. And I hope it's considered seriously, please. That's my points. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, over here. Still back on the back. Yeah, Jackie, you wanted to say something?
Jackie McCabe, 6. I'm here for the garage sale. We do this garage sale in the fall to raise money for this building, if we can. We actually ask the board if they will take the money that we get from the garage sale. I need help. We've been collecting things down in Room E. We've not sold the normal number of tables as we usually sell, but we've got some really good people selling, so we want you to get people to come. I need help selling. I'll give you a nice little apron. You can sell what we've got from the Brookridge tables and be nice to people, and sometimes they need a little bit of help. I also would like to do what we normally do. We get donuts and coffee served when people come in, and we sell them And of course, the people that sell usually like to have a cup of coffee because we're here practically all night and all morning. And if we do hot dogs, I've addressed it to several people. Would you like to get a group together and sell the hot dogs for us and turn the money over to us? So far, I have not gotten a response from anyone. I really, really need help. I want to make the money for this community, which I love. And Greg knows I do, because I told him I did. Please, if you know anybody that could help, or you're willing to, I live in room E from 8 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning with Rosemary and Flo, and anybody that's willing to come in and help, please come and give us a hand. Thank you.
What's the date and time of the
It's a week
sale
from
itself?
Saturday on the 16th. And hopefully, we're not gonna be told we can't have outsiders, because if that helps, but whatever the rule is, I will abide by it.
That's what I was gonna ask, if you were gonna do a letter to the board so that if we were gonna approve the public.
We always do, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And would there be outside tables for those that wanna sell in case they don't wanna wear a mask all day?
No, we didn't set it up. I just did it exactly as I've always done it before.
Just a
And we
question.
have our competition that we are against, we don't get as many people because they're at the other one. So hopefully, we're gonna get enough people. I hope we can make some money. Thank you.
Good.
Okay, Ron, come on up.
Rob Ross, Unit 6. Many of you know or might not know that we've got a fish group here in Brookridge, Friends in Service here, that helps our neighbors with food, with getting grass mowed, with, we've got one lady that goes over every 2 weeks and helps one other lady do her laundry. I mean, we do all sorts of things. Through this point, I've kind of been headed up, and we've got about 37 great volunteers. I've got to find somebody. I'm looking for somebody that will step up and take leadership of the fish group. I've got some things on my plate, some things coming on my plate that if I don't find another leader for the fish group, I'm afraid my wife might ask me to take a different address than hers, and I don't want to do that. So please, if you know somebody or you yourself would like to talk to me about it, or somebody can talk to me about it, please contact me, let me know, so we can move forward. It's a great group, and I don't want to see it fizzle. The people that are working in the group don't want to see it fizzle, and the people that are being helped here in Brookridge don't want to see it fizzle. So please help us and help me find a new leader. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay, Coach Colin, come on up.
Good morning. Just a couple of things. The October news and views, we're patiently waiting for the delivery to the print shack. As soon as we can get it here, we'll maybe put out a blast that it's here or something, but everyone will be. I hope that you're liking the new layout for the news and views. We're trying very hard. Thank you. The committee with Carol and Jerry and Jen from Print Shack, we've met many times, so we hope it's good. So the October is online. It was put there this morning. Also a reminder that tomorrow, October the 6th, from 10 to 12, the gentleman from Pinebrook, Gotham, will be here with a flu, pneumonia, shingles, and COVID vaccine clinic. So if you need any of those vaccines, please stop by. Okay, thank you. He has, I'll tell you what he's giving for the booster, if I may. Is that okay? He's giving it's the same, it's Moderna. It's the same shot that we got when we got our 2 Modernas, okay? And the reason being is the booster is not going to be as much. It's going to be diluted some, okay? So you're really better off to get this 3rd actual Moderna shot like we got the first 2. It's the same makeup, okay? And he said the insurances are all paying for that. So you were really better off to get that vaccine, a lot of people feel.
Are there any restrictions on age or health conditions?
It,
Or is
it's,
it for everybody?
it's for those who have, mostly for immune compromised folks. He said most anyone who lives in Brookridge and they're 65 are probably immune compromised to some degree. So he will be here tomorrow and he'll have all that with him. So if you think you qualify and you want that shot, come up and talk to him, okay?
Okay.
10 to 2 tomorrow.
I seen, well, I went and got my, flu shot yesterday,
Yes, sir?
and I talked to him about getting that booster shot,
Yes, sir?
and he said unless I had a health condition, other than my mental, he says that it's very limited. You
Yes.
gotta have a health condition to be able to get this, booster.
Yeah, and he did say that, you know, most people over 65 do have something, you know, that would qualify you. Breathing problems, walking, you know, being able to do your own, you know, be out and about, that kind of thing. So if you think you might qualify and you want it, just come and talk to him in the morning. He's very open and very helpful, and he will help anybody who needs help.
They're free, right?
Yeah, well, you bring your ID, your photo ID, and your insurance. The insurance does pay for them. My insurance, ID, your photo ID, and your insurance. The insurance does pay for them. My insurance already paid for mine. And I'm a caregiver of an active chemo patient. That's why I qualified. Okay? I mean, that's, you know, so those are the kind of things that they look at.
Okay, anybody else on the list? On my list? Okay, Mary Swain.
Mary Sweeney, Unit 4. I would like to address the garage sales. I don't know if this board knows it or not, but Brookridge is allowed 2 garage sales, one in the spring and one in the fall. All my paperwork is home because I did not know this was going to be brought up today. But Brookridge board is in control of the garage sales, not the men's club. They never came to the board and asked permission. And I know that certs had to come to the board. Every year I have the proof, and the board is the one that allows any club in here to have a garage sale. It is affecting our garage sale right now.
Thank you for that information, Mary.
Okay, anybody else on the right hand side of here? Want to make a comment? Okay, if we have no other comments,
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
12. You got 10 to, she said 10 to 12,
To
but
the-
she said 10 to 12 or 10 to 2?
Tomorrow is 10 to 12. Oh, 12.
10 to 12.
12, uh-huh. Sorry if I misspoke. First time she said 12, the second time she said 2. The first time she said 12.